Hi guys, James at Rampant Lion Reviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we are going to head over to Denmark once again, as we know, a really good beer country these days, and we're going to Sjælland, the island that Copenhagen's on. For this one we are going to do my first review from Dry and Bitter Brewing Company, who are a fairly new brewery on the scene, and this one is their Hobo Chic, which is a double IPA, and it comes in at 8% ABV. This beer should be really nice actually. It was rated 96 overall on Rate Beer when I checked it out earlier, and this beer came highly recommended from Karsten at Kiosk in Copenhagen. That's a really good beer shop, not too far away from War Pigs actually, or from the Copenhagen Central Station, so that's somewhere that if you go to Copenhagen you really do want to check out. And Copenhagen, like I've told you before, is probably one of the best beer cities in Europe these days, so if you find yourself over Europe ways, definitely go and check out some of these craft breweries in Copenhagen. Some really top-notch beer there. But anyway, as is usual with my beer reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery. If you want to get straight to the tasting, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. That's the brewery website, the link to my future reviews that hopefully I can do from Dry and Bitter. Like I said, very first time I'm trying one of their beers. There's all the usual social media. If you want to see more beer reviews, do subscribe to the channel. The whole channel, of course, has a geography-based tagging system, so you can go into the homepage and search for beer based on country, city or state, whatever it is you're interested in. Do check out the playlist of beers from different countries, and as always, do get in touch and let me know some of the other beers and breweries you guys would like to see me review. Especially Danish ones, of course, because I know there's loads of them out there, but the support and the input you give to the channel is always hugely appreciated. So anyway, to tell you a little bit about Dry and Bitter Brewery then. So these guys were founded back in 2015 by the owners of Fermentoren, Soren Parker Wagner, and also Jay Pollard, who is actually Australian, but this was as a continuation of the Crooked Moon brewing brand that they'd been involved with previously. They were also involved in founding Øl Kollektivet, which is actually a collective brewing space up in Gørløse on the northern part of Sjælland, and a few other guys were involved in this as well who did go on to found their own companies. But the brewery brew their beers there along with a few other breweries. There's Bad Seed involved there, Black Rooster, Gamma Brewing, Ghost Brewing, and a few others as well who are quite well known throughout the Copenhagen beer scene. But in addition to the Copenhagen Fermentoren, they also have another bar in Aarhus, and both of these Fermentoren bars have beers that are brewed exclusively for them actually. And today they're brewing around 200,000 litres of beer per year for this Dry and Bitter brand that they're doing, and they also have a festival of their own which is called Fermentoren Flying Circus as well, so that's something that I do need to go and check out for myself at some point in the near future as well. But yeah, always cool to see new breweries kind of appearing in Denmark. They really do produce some pretty damn awesome stuff over there, so long may it continue, and hopefully I can review even more of these beers for you on the channel. So yeah, I'll just bring up the camera and let you have a little look at the artwork on this one then before we open up. As I mentioned to you, this guy is an 8% double IPA there. You can see Hobo Chic with the caravan there. I'm not sure, I don't think I'll ever see this one in Sweden right enough. I think they'd probably have to change the label of that because Sistje and Bolaget have some really strange rules. But this one on the side here, it says, "This hot monster is inspired by a beautiful evening at our brewery spent in the company of good friends and beautiful brews. Hobo Chic is an imperial IPA hopped exclusively with citra hops and combined with a healthy malt body to allow the hops to shine through without losing its balance. Sometimes more is simply better." But yeah, just a little bit on the side there, you can see the Dry and Bitter bottle cap on this one, which is really quite nicely done. But yeah, without further ado then, as I say, single hopped double IPA with citra. So let's get this guy open then, and we'll get on with the tasting. Definitely looking forward to this, and thank you once again to Karsten at Kiosk for this recommendation. So as you can see, a nice smoky opening on this one as we open it up, and we'll get it out and into the glass. And I tell you something, you can really smell those nice kind of tropical citra fruits coming off this one as you get it out the bottle. There's a lot of these kind of lighter sort of mango-y and kind of almost gooseberry notes coming out of this beer. It does smell really quite nice. So as you can see, this beer is poured a really quite rich orangey amber. There's a couple of little bits of sediment just floating around in this one, some big bubbles sticking towards the side of the glass, and quite a few little ones just going up towards the bottom of the head. If I put my fingers behind the glass, you can see there is a degree of transparency, but overall it is actually quite a hazy beer. The head has just faded away to be a very thin foamy layer, but it was pretty much a sort of creamy beige colour, and it was just like a quarter finger or something like that. But overall it looks like a really quite nice beer. So let's have a closer look at the aroma then and see how we get on. Oh yeah, definitely you can, it's actually really cool to try this one. You can tell there's a lot of citra in here just because of how fruity this beer is. So yeah, there's a lot of mango in there, you know, you're getting peaches, sort of papaya coming out of this one as well. I do love these lighter kind of tropical fruit notes. that the Citra hop always gives you. Citra and Mosaic, of course, and I love Amarillo as well. Those are probably three of my favourite hops, along with Simcoe, you know, if you want a nice bit of passion fruit. Those are always really good, and it's always cool to actually try them on their own again and fully appreciate what these hops can give you on their own. But Citra always gives you these lovely, lighter, tropical fruity notes. So with this one, you can smell a bit of the caramel and sort of biscuity and bready characters underneath this beer. You can really smell that just building the base, but it's a lot of fruitiness in this beer. So there's a little bit of a kind of peachy note to this one, like I said. A little bit of an almost orangey character to it as well, but it's giving me a little bit of gooseberries, you know, mangoes, papayas, all of these sort of things that you expect of this beer, or this hop rather, sorry. And it's got a little bit of floral and grassiness to it as well. It really does smell very, very nice, this, and I do like this with double IPAs. I have to admit, I enjoy the double IPAs more than the singles and the pale ales, simply because I love the sort of little caramel backbone that you get to a lot of these beers. But this one smells absolutely lovely, so just take a little bit of time and enjoy the aroma of this one before you get stuck into it. It really is nice. I love how the gooseberries and things are coming out in this one. To me, it actually does lean quite a bit towards the gooseberries more than anything, but there's a little bit of orangey, papaya, peaches, mangoes, there's all of this sort of thing in that. So just enjoy that aroma before you get stuck in. But let's try this beer now. So this one is the Hobo Chic from Dry and Bitter Brewing Company from Gørløse over on Sjælland in Denmark. Skål. Oh yeah, that really is quite nice. I love it. This kind of feel that this IPA has really just hits the spot for me. You know, I love the one, it really is not very aggressive in its hops at all. This one's all about bringing out the juicy fruit character and then having that really nice malt backbone to it. And it just, you know, for me, I love the ones that are like that. There's a lot of guys who just absolutely love the big, kind of hoppy, bitter beasts, but this one for me that has the nice malty backbone to it really just kind of hits the spot. This is really nicely done, this one. Oh, this is really good actually. If you get the chance to try this beer, definitely have a go at it. I can see exactly, the first sip I had of this beer, you can see why it has that 96 rating on Rate Beer. It really is very nicely done, and that's one of the cool things about Copenhagen. There's new breweries like this popping up all the time, and they're producing beers that are of this quality, and the same's happened in Gothenburg in Sweden actually as well, and it's just because of the big home brewing culture that they have. So, you know, long may it continue, and you know, Swedish and Danish beer are up there with the best in the world. There's no doubt about that. The Norwegian stuff that I've had before as well has been the same. Scandinavia really produces some pretty damn awesome beer. But this is really good. So yeah, just let your mouth adjust to this beer properly before you start to analyse the flavour too much. But this one, you can feel a nice kind of pale, sort of slightly bready malt base just blanket in the middle of your tongue. On top of that, you've got this nice, quite rich caramel character, and as the flavour progresses, it moves more into a sort of slightly grainy, kind of biscuity note actually. It really, the malt base on this one really is nicely done, and it complements the fruity character that comes out of the Citra hop really quite nicely. Yeah, on the side of your palate you've got a nice floral character to this beer. There's maybe a teeny bit of earthiness, oddly enough, which I wasn't expecting with the Citra. I can get just a teeny bit of earthiness in the back corner of my palate, but it really is a nice floral and almost slightly herbal character that's coming out on the sides of my palate. As you go round the front curve of the tongue, it's a bit lighter and a bit more grassy. And then just behind the front curve of your palate there's a little bit of an oily bubble just coming out, and that's where all of these lovely fruity characters come out of this beer. This is really nicely done, this one. I would love to try this on tap and just see. The tap beers, if you try them on keg, you always just get a little bit of a thicker mouthfeel, and I always find the malts come out a little bit more when it comes to keg beer. I'd love to just see what this one's like with that, because it's got a really good balance between the malts and hops. But the fruity side of this beer really is interesting. As the beer actually progresses into the aftertaste, you get a little bit of grapefruit just kind of underpinning this one. But initially, it's a lot of the lighter, kind of more the sort of lighter, less oily tropical fruits that are coming out of this one. So there's a wee bit of a kind of there's a tiny bit of orange character, but mainly it's tropical fruits. There's a sort of mango-y kind of papaya one to this. The gooseberries are coming out there as well. I really like it's sort of mangoes. I want to say there's a little bit of peach and a sort of apricot-y mix in there. But definitely I'm getting that kind of slightly almost woody or kind of reedy flavour that you get from papaya as well. It's just a big sort of tropical kind of fruit bowl, if you like, but as you progress into the aftertaste, for me it's a little bit of grapefruit that's just underpinning the beer, and a bit of the lighter kind of almost gooseberry-like character that's just coming out of this one. It really, this one for me, it hits the spot absolutely. As I said, I can see why it has such a high rating on Rate Beer. I love these double IPAs that find that there's just a kind of perfect balance, if you like, between the malts and the hops when it comes to this style, and they've hit it bang on with this one for me. Yeah, this is a damn good beer. If you get the chance to try this one, definitely give it a go. In terms of the mouthfeel, I'd say, if it's mid-bodied, I think definitely it's mid-bodied. You've got a nice big oily mouthfeel to this one. That suits the malty side of the beer actually. Carbonation is quite moderate on this one. Again, it suits the oily mouthfeel. There's not a big hoppy bitterness to this one, like I was saying. It's got a nice leaning towards the sweeter malty character, but you've got quite a bit of fruity juiciness in there. The sweet character from the malts and also the fruitiness is just really nicely balanced, and the hoppy dryness is just a kind of, it's just a sort of nice middle ground. It really isn't that aggressively bitter at all, this beer, and it's just lovely. I mean, if they put like Chinook and things in this one as well, it probably would come across a bit bitter, but I think from what I remember, Citra isn't such an aggressively bitter hop just because it's more floral and more fruity than things like Chinook. Chinook, of course, and some of these pine resinous hops, they just give you that big bitter character, and from what I gather in brewing, you don't have to use all that much of them to bring that character out in the beer. But this one, as I say, it really is just very nice. It's not aggressively bitter, like I said. It does lean a little bit more towards the malty side of things, and I have to admit that's something that just hits the spot for me. So in terms of recommending this beer, if you like your double IPAs to have a nice balance between the sort of caramel malty side of things and then the juicy kind of slightly tropical fruits, you are definitely going to enjoy this one. For me, this is a really nicely done beer, and on the basis of this one, I definitely want to try some of the other things as well. So hopefully I can find those over in Copenhagen for you. But yeah, thank you once again for watching my beer reviews. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Do let me know your own thoughts on this beer in the comments section below. Let me know what other ones I should try from this brewery, and do let me know if there's any Copenhagen breweries that I should check out that I might have not done already. But this is an absolutely cracking beer, this one. So if you enjoy kind of malt forward double IPAs, Hobo Chic from Dry and Bitter Brewing Company is one that you definitely want to check out. So until the next time, slander just now, do make sure you check out all my usual social media and all that jazz, and I'll catch you very soon. I'm sure we'll return to Dry and Bitter Brewing Company in the very near future. Slander just now, and I'll catch you guys very soon. Cheers.